jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
What's good, everyone that's in the building? WCS back at it again. Want to give a big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. You already know A-Side Official on deck. Salute to everyone that's pulling up. It's going to be in the building. You know what I'm saying? We have another one. Outside of everything that I've been hearing, we are ticking down the days until we actually hear word on if Spence is gonna enact his rematch clause, right? First in the building, Smith on deck. Salute to you. Shout out to World Combat Sports. Salute to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to being the first in the building. You already know what it is, man. I got to ping you to the top. You know what I'm saying? I got to ping you to the top right quick, like. You know what I'm saying? I got to ping you to the top. Shout out to Sir seeing you on deck. I see you in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? As you fill up the building, do me a favor and hit the like button. I would truly, truly appreciate it. Let's get down to the sensors of awareness. Okay, we need to put our senses of awareness on. That's what we need to do. Because we was treated to some good fights this year, right? We kind of like at a dead spot right now. I know that Alexander Usyk is fighting Daniel Dubois tonight. I'm definitely going for Alexander Usyk. Much more athletic, higher ring IQ, accomplished more, obviously, in the sport of boxing. So, you know, that's who I'm going with. So you ask yourself, well, if it's you know, you had good fights in boxing, then why are you still talking about the Errol Spence situation? Because it's a bit puzzling and bewildering when you listen to people speak as if we're talking about something we saw in the virtual world. We saw this shit in real life, man. Look, people are talking about this like it was seen in the virtual world. Like this was never a real thing. The way they talk about Spence not being the real Spence is hilarious, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it enough. Shout out to Juice Lee in the building, man. You already know what it is, man. On deck with it. It's just, you know, consciously, you have to think about this. Like we frequent these streets all the time on YouTube, right? And we know it's boxing topics. We know what the damn wave and the buzz is. We know we finally got the fight. We know the results, but it's not resonating amongst supposedly like-minded individuals that the fight took place and one fighter won. That fighter being Bud Crawford. He won the fight, period. But when do we get to a point where, you know, the circus has too many, you know what I'm saying, participants? It has too many clowns in the circus. That's when it becomes a problem, because now it becomes something that now it becomes a situation where you got to ask yourself, are you dealing with individuals that really rock with the sport. You know what I'm saying? Do they take it serious? And hearing what I'm hearing about everything that Crawford was supposedly did is, from the supporters is positive. You know what I'm saying? From the supporter side of the house is positive at the end of the day. But on the flip side of those who were supporting Spence, they're turning this into one of the largest circus acts ever. Like, I never seen so many clowns in this circus. It's too many of them to count. You say, W says, why you say it's too many clowns in the circus? Because you're not even being serious with yourself. This is real life. This is how you are in real life. This is not just the act. You know what I'm saying? You all are taking this upon yourselves to talk on a situation as if you want to be the screenwriter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're writing a fictional novel. Like, this was a sci-fi. This was a fight that was actual taking place in the virtual reality. No, this happened at the T-Mobile Arena. It happened, y'all. Why are they saying that the real Errol Spence wasn't in the building when M was in the building? That was the real M. It looked like the real M to me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say the real Errol Spence, please stand up. Please stand up. The real Errol Spence, please stand up. He didn't sing that shit. You know what I'm saying? He came in with palms are sweaty. You know what I'm saying? And I told you that the aerosexuals, their palms are sweaty and their arms was heavy. Because they was there hoping and praying that the money they spent to witness something that they've been talking about on YouTube, they can do it in person. It was going to go down in history. They thought it was going to go down in history as being that one single moment that they can celebrate, that they can really stick it to the damn Crawford fans. Oh my God, they thought they was going to stick it to us. But I want to tell you something. I found this picture. This is the only picture that I can find of the real Errol Spence. I found a young Errol Spence, right? And I'm saying to myself, this has to be the real Errol Spence. Please stand up. Please stand up. Yeah, he has to be the real one. Because if he so indeed, which I believe he will, take this rematch, right? I want Crawford to be able to face the real Errol Spence. Because what I'm hearing out here with these content creators is just lunacy at its best. I'm telling you, man, like, they are non-believers. I keep hearing, it was drugs, he was juiced. Spence wasn't himself, he was dehydrated. It was the weight. You know what I'm saying? I heard, look, I have to continue to reflect upon what I hear out here in these streets, and respectfully, just like my guy Shaw News say, respectfully, I have to disagree with what I heard in a recent interview that had one of the dumbest boxing fans on social media. BF said some shit that was just the dumbest ever. Seriously, he said some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? After he said that Errol Spence was going to destroy Terrence Crawford, now he wants to come on and say some shit like, hey, look, I'm all about the best fighting the best. I don't care about the results. I'm all about the best fighting the best all of a sudden. I don't care about results. You gotta care. What do you go to the fight for? Results. You didn't go to Vegas for, not to have results. What did you do? If you didn't want to look, if you was all about the best fighting the best, why go to a fight then? What do people go to fights for? To watch the fight. They go there to see the results. That's what they do, to see who's going to win, who's going to lose. And they have their favorite fighter, right? They have their favorite fighter. I'm just saying, he's one of the many that is absolutely confused and delusional about the real Errol Spence not being there. They want to run with the, he was weight drained, and that wasn't the one that fought Ugas and Danny Garcia. It absolutely was the one that fought Ugas and Garcia. It absolutely was. And BF went on, was on that interview saying that I got to give it up. Errol Spence, he said he was going to do what he's going to do. He said he was going to step, so he stepped. All right, cool. If you're saying he stepped, then later on in the interview, you turn around and say that he tried to chop down a tree. He asked a dumbass question to say, okay, how do you chop down a tree, from a distance or up close? After he had already said, that Spence said he was going to step. Spence said he was going to step, y'all. Then he talked about chopping down a tree. And he said Spence tried to chop down a tree from a distance. But yet, if Spence said he was going to step, that means he was closing distance on Crawford. That's what stepping to somebody do. You abridge the space in between you. You close it down. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. You close the space in between. So Spence tried to get close. He did get close. You have to put yourself in a position of acknowledgement, man. You can't lie to yourself. You can't sit up here and make these dumbass scenarios and think no one's listening to what you have to say. It's dumb. You know what I'm saying? You say, oh, I got to commend Spence. He stepped. He said he was going to step, so he stepped. Then you turn around and say, oh, he tried to chop down the tree from a distance. No, it was just Crawford was that much prepared, higher ring IQ, and everything Spence was doing, he has seen before. Period. Spence didn't try to chop down no tree from a distance. He tried to get in, and he did at some certain points. It just didn't have no effectiveness to it. You know what I'm saying? He was just predictable. He showed that his dimensional plan did not consist of variety. He said that. I mean, he demonstrated that. His dimensional plan did not consist of variety. That's why Crawford had studied and studied and studied, him and his team, and everything he was doing to try to get in, man, he was already in front of that. Now, to say that Crawford was setting traps for Errol, is Crawford supposed to put up signs that say "do not enter"? Do he supposed to say detour? Do he supposed to so slow? Do he supposed to put a sign up "slow down"? 2 punches per hour. 2 punches per hour. That's it. That's the max. 2 punches per hour. Is that was he supposed to put up any warning signs? Was he supposed to put up any warning signs? And then this tops it all when you're talking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Errol Spence, he should be recognized as the same one who fought Ugas. They know he was the one that fought Ugas. They was bragging on it. But yet they want to say the man was freaking with a broken rib. You're lying. You're lying, bro. He didn't have no broken rib. I spoke to people that's in Texas. He didn't have no broken rib. Plus, these fighters have to be cleared. But with all the excuses that they're using, I want the real Spence to please stand up. Please stand up. The real Errol Spence. Why don't you please stand up when you fight December? We need the real Errol Spence. I found him. It took me a minute, but I found him. We need the real Errol Spence to please stand up. You know what I'm saying? We need for you to cross back. We need you to cross the street from wherever you were. You know what I'm saying? We need him to cross the street. You know what I'm saying? Get that clone that's been imitating him. Tell him he can go back across the street from whence he came. You will assume your rightful place and position and identity once more. And you will get your ass in training camp and train the best you possibly can to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the one we want. We want you to be the real one for this upcoming fight. Because it's going to end quicker than the first one. We want the real Spence, bro. to train his ass off. Now, that's a video circulating. I said circulating because I was missing Israelites, black Israelites with Spence, right? Hey, it's been a video circulating that Errol Spence supposedly was seen. I don't know if it's recent. I can't tell you. I think I've seen it before, way before this Crawford fight, I think. And you know, it's an Israelite, a black Israelite up there talking, you know, just spreading some of the word with Spence and everything. And I'm assuming that's the real Errol Spence. It looks like the one that was in the ring July 29th. It looked like the real one to me. And you know how I know that was the real one that was in the ring? Because I actually seen him in person prior to the fight. You know, when he came around the corner, when he was at the press conference, I seen him. That was the real Errol Spence. There's no clone. That was the real one. I seen him standing in front of Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I seen him with all that weight on him. I seen him. That was the real one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, same scar over his right eye, over his right brow. Same scar. You know what I'm saying? That was the one I seen walking to the ring July 29th. What we need to do as boxing fans, and I know it's difficult to sanitize this YTC, but continue to let your voices be heard. Because these individuals that's on here, they not only give the real content creators a bad name, right? But they send up warnings. They give off warning signs, you know what I'm saying? Red flags. The people who really want to come to this part of social media and tune in and see what we have to say. It's individuals that's here that's willing to just sacrifice any type of honesty or any type of morals and principles, any type of core values. I mean, anything. I know boxing don't have none of those shits, but I'm saying they're willing to sacrifice who they are as a human being when it comes to, you know, people in general that may have contact with them or may know them in life. They willing to just sacrifice and fragment their character to go on here and lie on a man. You know what I'm saying? Much of what I criticize Spence for is not lies. It's just like I give my opinion on things and I talk about public record. But with Crawford, you know, assuming the man is cheating and everything, and I don't think I've given a big shout out today, but I want to give a shout out to the Snack Nutrition. Shout out to Victor Conte. You're doing an excellent job over there with those fighters. You know what I'm saying? With all those fighters that you have under your charge. You know what I'm saying? You have 2 undisputed champions, one not named Spence because he was never able to achieve that. But I seen you with a picture with Terrence Bud Crawford and Devin Haney. And that's just awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome that you are able to be involved with the sport of boxing with your supplemental nutrition plan and its effectiveness with the athletes that you have on your roster. I love it. I love it, Victor Conte. Continue to do it outstanding. And like I said before, I hope the nutritionists and everybody is dialed in so Crawford can come in even more ripped, shredded at 54. You know what I'm saying? Even more stronger. You know what I'm saying? They was questioning his chin, you know, in this last fight. His chin was tested. He passed. So, you know, you have to attribute that to Crawford's strength and conditioning, the type of work ethic that he displayed leading up to the fight, the film study, spinning the reel back and forth with his team, and also the snack program. I think the snack program allowed him to be able to recover in those intense rigors of training. It'll allow him to recover, y'all. So I'm not here to limit it. Let me get to the chat right quick. A big shout out to the hottest MF in chat in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Good to see y'all again, man. You know your boy been low crawling a little bit. I've been low crawling. But, you know, I have open sunlight. I come in here, chop it up. You know what I'm saying? I get a little sunlight. I'm good. Don Vaughn in the building. What's good with it? Carlos Rosado in the building. W says salute. What's good? On deck. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. I'm saying, let me put the hottest chat up in the game. I got to put them on display, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to put them up on display. Shaw News, a Saucy Spirits, AK Showtime Shaw on deck. What's good in the building? Team Tucker official. That was a Spence that fought Ugas. He was just facing Crawford. Got him. Stop the madness, man. Stop the mother effing madness, bro. Tyrese on deck. What's good? The Texas Trout is finished. Dang, you upgraded him to Trout? What? You upgraded him to Trout? I'm speaking more so Minnow. I'm speaking Minnow. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking Guppy. You know what I'm saying? Koi fish. That's all. It was nice and colorful. And until that shit was snatched out the water, couldn't breathe, man. Crawford carrying him around, though. Crawford carrying him around, you know, kept dipping him underwater, you know, letting him get his oxygen back. You know what I'm saying? I told people, the fish can't walk up the hallway knocking on doors. Stop it, man. I need something about either December 9th or December 30th. Oh, I read something. Well, the dates. Did you hear anything like that about the fight talk? Anything, just something I came across? Listen, in the last several days, I haven't really been paying attention to boxing, man. Real talk. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been into it. Like I said, I just felt just a little opening, come on here and talk instead of just, you know, going days and days without. So to answer your question, no, I haven't heard anything outside of what you just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Shaw News said respectfully. Respectfully, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Sticker Boys, Fish of the Sport. Salute WCS, salute to the hottest chat on the tube. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Sticker Boys, Fish and Sport in the building. On deck with it. WCS Arrow lost because Bud saved 50% by switching to Geico. Damn. I like that. That's slick. That's slick right there. I like that. I like that. I'll check the box on that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. You know, I don't know why he's trying to save in a fight where he just could have filed a claim. He would have been good. It was no culpability his for that ass whooping. It was on the promotion there, Carlos. He was contractually signed on to that. And that wasn't an accident. That wasn't even a collision. That was a hit and run, Carlos. A legal hit and run. For real, that was a legal hit and run. That was legal. So she said, Carlos, facts. Derek and Arrow didn't obtain enough intel on the enemy and became casualties of war, but neutralized the target. He absolutely neutralized the target, man. From the end of round 1 to 2, he neutralized the target. What's crazy about that, man, he neutralized the target in shorter fashion than he did with Kell Brook. He did, man. Kell Brook, it took him to the end of the 3rd round where he switched to southpaw, right? And then, you know, because he was taking some punches, switched to southpaw, and then the rest was what it was. He finished him in the 4th round. This right here, I'll tell anybody. They're saying that the real Errol Spence, Shaw News, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if, you know, because you've been around Errol Spence closer than anybody I know on here, right? A lot of people say they know Errol Spence, but you got the actual photos. You, of all people, would have known if that was a clone when they was fighting inside the T-Mobile arena. You would have known if the guy that was walking to the ring was that Arrow or not. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that wasn't Arrow. That wasn't Arrow. That wasn't Arrow. Who was it then? I don't know, but that wasn't Arrow. They speaking about this man like he don't exist. That's what Crawford did to him, right? I said, man, hey, he gonna beat Errol Spence to the point where his aerosexual is gonna feel that beat down. And that's what we're going through, residual neurological damage. Not from the accident from Spence, but from what Crawford was able to delegate while he was beating that ass. The aerosexuals, especially the ones that was in attendance, man, they're suffering from neurological damage, residual. That means it's still going on as we speak. Compilate that with PTSD, selective amnesia. You know what I'm saying? Lying. It's a lot of things that goes into the variables of why they're saying that wasn't the real Errol Spence. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Okay, December, he goes in there and take the L, right? Let's just put some scenarios, some healthy scenarios up here, right? Because I got to take advantage of this window before I start to degrade rather, right? Let's look at it this way. What if Errol Spence goes in there December and goes the distance? Would that be considered the real Errol Spence if he went the distance? Are they going to get on here and say, we think that was a real Errol Spence? He went the distance. That's the first one. That was the real one right there, because he was the first one to go the distance with Crawford. Yeah, in the welterweight division, he was the first one, dog. He's the first one to go the distance. So I'm thinking they're banking on Spence to go the distance with Crawford just for validation, right? But once again, I must hold true to this. I believe without any type of shade, I'm talking about whether it be in the closet shade, cloud rolling in shade, you know what I'm saying, disingenuous shade. I believe this wholeheartedly that if he stays with his coach, he's not going to be able to derive a suitable game plan like he was able to do with Jermell Charlo to come out here and win those rematches, because Tony Harrison nor Ryan Castano is Terrence Crawford. There's levels to anything we do in life. So when I look at Derrick James and I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, is it possible for him to come up with, with the evidence presented? He has film, July 29th. He has culpable film, you know what I'm saying, with his fighter loss, the 3 belts after all that work. They have enough film to go in there and correct what Spence did wrong. But if you correct what Spence did wrong and remain blind as to what Crawford didn't actually show you, is it enough for Derrick to try to predict what Crawford didn't show him? Is it within him to be able to derive a game plan that's smart enough? I'm talking about high boxing intellect, y'all. Is it possible for Derrick James and Errol Spence to create, to plan, to formalize, to look at the tape, study? Can they come up with a plan and predict or come up with a training regimen for what they believe they did not see from Crawford? Can they come up with a fight plan, a strategy for Spence to correct these errors? And it'd be so much of a correction that he's able to go in there and provide some type of equalizer to Crawford. That is the main word right there, the key word. Does he have what it takes physically to be able to equalize Crawford? No one has been able to equalize Crawford. He's still undefeated. He's 40-0. No one has been able to equalize him. Will the real Errol Spence be able to do that? At 154, y'all. He's going up at 154 now. He's going up there to fight at 154. Can he? Will he be able to sit down with the same coach and come up with a game plan based off what they seen Spence do in the ring and based off what they did not see Terrence Crawford execute in the ring? I got snack for the low. Shop with your boy. Oh, I thought you was just playing. Thought you was just playing. Shit, I can't take no supplements. I haven't took supplements in years. Can't take no supplements right now. God damn it. Them Israelites was on them the other day. Yes, sir. They was there. They saw it. Hey, yeah. Shout out having a snack dealer in the MF and chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be sure to support if you young enough to take subs. Support Juice Lee, man. You know what I'm saying? Support him. Real talk. You know, support him. It's not. It's contributing to Crawford going out here whooping Spence ass like that. Support the man. That's all I'm saying. Support him. What's going on? Beezy in the building. What's good with it? Salute to you. Crawford need to get that ass at 154 one more time. I'm pretty content that it's gonna go even worse than what it did the first time, because we've able to witness Team Crawford go over here with a strategy that you can tell they prepared in depth, right? I'm talking about extremely in depth. What we seen was essentially nothing that Team Spence could do about it. Very, very effective. Very effective. So if you take what they had, right, and they up here telling us that they didn't even go to plan B or C, that's scary, because you beat that man up there, up like that. You beat that man up like that, not going to plan B or C. I mean, beat him up something bad. So, like I said, can Derrick James predict what plan B or C is? It's only two people in the freaking ring. Can the real Errol Spence at 54 that don't have to cut to 47? Was he essentially overstaying his welcome at 147? And it affected him so much from his undisciplined habits that he was really in a bad place, was it? Because I saw him in the first round. He was looking like the Spence that fought Ugas and Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He was the Spence that I've seen fight. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't seem like he was weight drained. He didn't seem like none of that. Old boy looked like he had pep in his step, sharp. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I guess it is something like telekinesis, or telekinesis and telekinesis. Something was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because the punishment that Bud Crawford delivered to Spence, I mean, these aerosexuals out here feeling the blunt force of it, and that shit's going on like a month. You know what I'm saying? It's going like a month. We're going on like the fourth week. Rumor has it that Bud don't have a chin under his beard. But another fist. That's hilarious, dog. Well, don't say that, because now, Carlos, they're gonna say his chin was loaded. You got to be careful now. The information that you're putting out here. If you're saying he has another fist in his chin, you know, behind his beard, that means his chin was loaded. And I don't know if you can have a loaded chin. And furthermore, I don't think Harvey Doc actually checked. I think Bud will probably, you know, we used to say, steal on Harvey Doc. If Harvey say, "Excuse me, Spence, can I just see that?" And Spence like, "Bro, what are you doing?" "I'm just feeling around your beard. It was rumored that you had a fist in your beard. I was just checking." Man, get your fucking hand off me, man. This ain't your job. How I'm gonna feel a glove in my beard, man? It could have been one of those mini gloves, you know, with brass knuckles in it. I don't know. In the clinch, you know what I'm saying? Move your head. I don't know, man. It was just word from the Spence camp. It might have been freaking, you had a loaded chin. Hey, anything, Carlos. Hey, anything to help. Hey, anything to help, man. Ella has go fitted filter fish on my Chris Tucker. I'm lost. I can't figure it out right now. And what's good? What's good with the fam on deck? So Spence is back from the Shadow Rim. I don't know where Spence is at. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Naquan. I'm just gonna think, I'm gonna call you Naquan. Shout out to him being in the building. I don't know where he's at. I haven't really been following the dude. You know what I'm saying? All I know is I spent time and effort locating the real Spence. And I know this picture was the real Spence right here. That's the real Spence when he used to have braids. I'm putting this picture up, and people up here, they print screening on this. They saving this thumbnail. They say, oh my God, that's the real Spence. Oh, that's a classic. I gotta take that photo. I gotta go find that photo. For real. I just want the real Spence to be in the ring come December. I don't want no excuses, man, for this next ass whooping, dog. Like I said, he has 0% chance of beating Crawford. Skill for skill. All right. Punch for punch. He don't have a chance. Now, he's a good dance partner because there's history between these two. I like it. They already stepped in the square. We already seen who won. I like it. They got history. Will this be a trilogy? Hell no, it won't be a trilogy. You know, should we be thankful that Crawford was able to build up somewhat of a rival with Errol Spence so we can get the fight? Of course. Of course we do, man. Kudos. But you know, when they get down to the nitty-gritty, he's just in the wrong place, man. He just locked in with the wrong coach who cannot effectively get him there up against a team like Crawford's. You're not going to go in there and do it. Outcoach Bomac, outthink Crawford. Outthink Crawford, outcoach Bomac. Outcoach Bomac, outthink Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You're not it. Respectfully, you're not it. What's good? T on deck in the building. I see you, man. Don't come with more arrow excuses for real. Don't, man. You know what I'm saying? It comes a time and place. You just have to let it go. You have to let it go. You have to let it go. Y'all doing too much. Arrow's a manufactured fighter, moved correctly until he took a fight with the real fighter. Then he was destroyed. Absolute facts right there. Absolute facts. Absolute facts. They moved him around. You know what I'm saying? They got him a Kell Brook fight at the right time. They wouldn't give the man extension. Look, they moved the man correctly. Kell Brook coming off a beating, and dude had 8 months to get prepared. They moved him correctly. And then Sean Porter fought Danny Garcia. Boom. Kell Brook, a guy who he had already fought, beat Sean Porter. So why in the hell Errol Spence went in there and thinking he couldn't beat Sean Porter? But it turned out to be a harder fight than he thought. That was a telltale sign that, you know, he was on shaky grounds. You know, they'll get you the fight. But they're not going to sit up here and say, well, we'll make sure Tony Weeks the referee. He got to go in there and do his own thing. Picked up that title, and then Ugas seemed like it was a gimme until Ugas started landing those shots, and Lawrence Cole had to give him the freaking palm. Stop! What's wrong with you, man? You don't want to play that game here, buddy. Stop it. You received the orders. Play by the rules. Play by the rules. Okay? Don't break the rules again. And then that's when he commenced to getting his ass beat. For real. That's when he commenced to getting that ass beat. We all seen it. The same Spence that fought Ugas that they was bragging about, all the damage he did. When it came to Spence getting damaged, oh my God, they never seen anything like it in their life. They never seen it, y'all. They never seen Spence do that to somebody like that. But when it comes down to Crawford, they believe Crawford was incapable of delegating damage like that on a fighter. So in their denial, they want to come up here and act like it's time to load up these freaking excuses. Let's accuse him of cheating. You know what I'm saying? Let's accuse him of being a dirty fighter. You know what I'm saying? Let's accuse him of taking too long. They could have fought in 2022. You know, let's accuse him of having loaded gloves. This shit don't stop. Either he has a foamy chin or he doesn't have a foamy chin. Does he have a styrofoam chin or doesn't he? Errol Spence called him on the chin. He didn't go down. What's next? Derrick James was able to molest the right glove of Crawford. He didn't find anything. What's next? What's next? Dehydration. What are you going to say this time? What are you going to say this time? He's fighting at a higher weight class. He won't have to cut down. He has plenty of times to cut. What's going to be the excuse this time? Everything that you have mentioned, all you have to do is put it into writing and send it up to the commission. Come on, all you together, man. Y'all have to make a change. Just like Michael said, make a change. You know what I'm saying? Make a change. Get together. Write stepping, because look, I'm finding out a lot of people love doing administrative work on YouTube. Y'all get together, type this shit up, and send it in. Just like the person who reported me for a video I had up there. You know what I'm saying? And got my shit demonetized. Hey, shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to y'all who do paperwork. I commend y'all for the proficiency. Juice Lee, will y'all product get me a big booty chick asking a friend, fam? I mean, listen. You have to start out what you're used to. If you're not used to the BBCs, then I wouldn't wait till I get snack program to go up here and just jump right in it. Take your time, work yourself up to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Work yourself up to that. Because listen, I don't want you to go into that scenario and claim that Juice Lee sold you some snack that didn't work. No, you took on a larger challenge than you're supposed to dive into. You tried to go with the BBC when you need to go with the petite. You should have started with the petite. Start there first with the snack. Then work your way up to them stallions. Okay? You got to have some patience now. These are special formulas to stop the aerosexuals from crying and improve their mental stability. Damn, man. You got some melatonin in them motherfuckers then. You know what I'm saying? You got that melatonin in there to calm their ass down and let them get sleepy. Because when they're awake, they on some other shit. But back to it. We are hoping and praying that we hear some news. You know what I'm saying? Some plausible news at that. We pretty much unpacked everything we needed to unpack from the first fight. It wasn't too much technical. You do the film study and it is some film study in there that's very incriminating. You know what I'm saying? Very incriminating. Showing how, Errol Spence was doomed with the single dimension of preparation that they attempt to execute on the team that been studying him a long time prior to July 29th. And I just think about, the intelligence, the team intelligence aspect of all them putting their minds together, right? And then also Bud being a heavy thinker in there. You know what I'm saying? A heavy thinker, a smart thinker in the ring. In order for you to achieve that greatness factor, the legendary status, you got to be a great thinker, man. You know what I'm saying? People sit up here and say, well, Roy, he just had athleticism. Okay, whether you have athleticism and don't know how to use it, you have to know how to take full advantage of your athleticism, right? We see that playing out with Crawford. He's taking advantage of his athleticism. Full advantage. His mindset is, you ain't going to beat me. I train too hard to think about losing. That's the mindset that he put out there. I train too hard to think about losing. So if he trained to that level and we don't know that level, only he knows that level. What are we to say when Errol Spence cannot meet that level? He's not good enough. He's not smart enough when it comes to the boxing game to do it. That's what's going to be said. He's not smart enough to make those adjustments. When a fighter can fight coming forward, when he can fight off the back foot, you know, when you know he can hit you from shots from all angles, when he become the most accurate, punctual, freaking counter shot specialist that you ever seen from a fighter who's saying, hey, I'm a step and I know he gonna step. He never was able to gain any advantage for stepping. Maybe we should have got the Sigma and you know, maybe we should have got some fraternities and you know, some sororities up in this motherfucker. You know, I mean, maybe they should have had that stepping, and then we would have kind of got an idea of what he meant by stepping. Maybe we should have got the Texas steppers up in there. Maybe we should have got the electric slide steppers up in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was talking about some type of stepping that we wasn't quite used to. That's all. That's what I think it was. Errol versus Thurman would be the end of the hype. Let's finally put this to bed. Hold on for a second, y'all. All right. Danny did nothing in 147. What we talking about? What we talking about those fighters? I guess you're talking about them because people tend to highlight them when it comes to Errol Spence record. I get it. I hear you, T. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Bud says Spence with no pain. Hey, man. Imagine what the rematch going to be. He's not going to go in there playing with that guy. Errol's going to have to find a way to keep Bud on the ropes. And that boy better stay off that line. But I believe Errol is stubborn. Just see him doing the same in the first fight, but with more vigor. Bud TKO. You made a good point, man, about you seeing Errol, you see him as being stubborn. And I think that's one of his points of limiting his growth, right? Is that he loved to fight the same way because it wasn't broke for such a long period of time. So they talk about changing it up, right? They talk about changing it up. Like a fighter at this elite level, you think to yourself, like, even them, they can go through some changes because they're at the elite level. He's 33 years old. He's been boxing since 2012, right? Olympian, all right? They say, it's hard to teach, when you get older, new tricks. But if you're older, you're supposed to be more mature. So therefore, you can learn new things, but you have to be open-minded to learn new things. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to change it up. But at the end of the day, it's going to be tough for him to go into the ring without just using what comes natural to him. He's been lowering his head to get on the inside, going to the body and then up top for so many fights. And no one really held him accountable for it. Crawford did. Crawford seen everything he was doing. Every time he lowered his head, he lowered his head to get on the inside. Crawford will make him pay. You know what I'm saying? Over and over again. He'll make him pay, man. That shit wasn't working. So now he had to stand up and find a way to get on the inside. Dude, I don't think Derek is the one to take him over the top, dude. I don't think he's it. I don't think he is. Seriously, I don't think he's one. That's a good point, though. Conquest 2 on deck, man. What it do in the building? I don't think he's the one. Real talk. I don't think he's the one to take him over the top. Seriously. I mean, you have to kind of put some predictions out there. You have to really test yourself. You have to do more studying than usual. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was going through college, right? And you know, because I'm a little bit older than most of the kids, but I still went on campus 3 days a week, right? So I remember me knowing that it took more. It was going to have to demand more of me, being that I was older now, to basically, if we had an assignment, a group assignment, a project done, to kind of get these younger motivated. A Friday. I know that's not going to happen. So once you get out of class, let's stay. At first talking to a young, and they ain't gonna try to hear that. But the preparation is everything, right? And you try to talk to them, it's like, hey, it's not gonna take that long. We're gonna get straight to the point. And I know y'all gotta go. And these youngins, it's not like they had so much going on. They didn't. They just didn't have the patience. And that's where I'm questioning, just like Carlos said. I want to do Errol Spence and Derek James has the patience to sit down and do film study, right? So if we had a project coming up, we pretty much had to sit down and talk. And it seems like I was the only one that can really get them to stay in a place long enough to say, hey, you got this, this, and this, and this. How we going to make this work? Get it done by this date right here. Next time we come to class and we have several days out before we actually supposed to present it, we'll stay out there again and you all present your part and we'll clean up anything that we need to do. Right? Get it together. And then you can make any final revisions that you need to make. And then we come to school. It's come back for presentation day. It's a go. It's that simple. Instead of us just waiting. And I know, these youngins don't want to come in, when they really got stuff going on with their friends. They just don't. They don't give a damn about no college shit like that, So I'm just wondering if Derek James and Errol's going to sit down and bring in somebody else like Guzman. Is he willing to bring in Guzman and respect him, enough? I know Guzman does not train Errol Spence on the side. He's a Jamel Charlo, you know what I'm saying? But do him and Guzman even get along? I mean, come on now. Guzman only lost once in his career. He has a better record than Derek James. You know what I'm saying? Why not bring him over there and get his advice? Or they might not talk, man. You know what I'm saying? And look, Diddy has shown that he has a huge ego. So being that Guzman trains him at a totally different gym, they probably don't have no copacetic type of relationship between one another. It might not be healthy, y'all. I don't know what you're saying, Kendall. Salute to Kendall being on deck. I don't know what you're saying exactly. I don't know what you're saying. I'm gonna put the link out there for a little bit. If anybody want to come on here and chop it up about what needs to be done moving forward with this particular fight, especially not so much for Terrence Crawford to come in there and perform better than he did July 29th, but more so in a sense where what can Errol Spence do to make it more competitive? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. I really want Spence to come in here and make it more competitive for the sake of the aerosexuals. because I think it's pathetic to continue to hear them come up here with cheating allegations and loaded gloves, and Spence was dehydrated and all this other shit. Man, come on, bro. Like, no one wants to hear that no more. No one wants to hear it. It's old. It's old. It's out of here. I'll probably try to jump on tomorrow, but I'm gonna go watch these fights. I might be back on a little bit later. It all depends. But Olasana Usa, Daniel Dubois, you already know what it is. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And y'all continue to support the channel. Hit the like button on your way out. Until next time, big shout out and salute to the hottest chat in the MF and Gang A-Side official. You already know I'm out.